Well, maybe I should start off with a little like disclaimer or something and say like, don't, if you're on road, don't drink vinegar on road. Like, you know, if you work in like Amazon, it's a warehouse or something where they want to MDT you once a month, the drug test you once a month. Don't drink vinegar to beat it. I'm sure it's not good for your for your kidneys or something in the long run. But yeah, I used to do it all the time. And before anyone tries to say that it's not true, it's a myth, it's just a, you know, it's just something that prisoners are made up, I'm telling you, I've done it multiple times, double figures, and I never failed one. I've failed piss tests in jail, but I've never whenever I've drunk vinegar and I've done it and I've been piss tested later on in the day, I've been fine. Yeah. When you're in jail, you got VDTs, voluntary drug tests, and MDTs, mandatory drug tests. I was about to say, why would anyone sign up to do voluntary? But I have. What div? I have. When I was in Stockton, on the drug wing in Stockton, and you have to sign up for it there. In Stockton again on the super enhanced wing. But yeah, if you want to be on the super enhanced wing, you've got to sign up for VDTs, voluntary drug tests, mandatory drug test, MDTs. I mean, if they suspect you of doing drugs, a lot of times they'll just hit you with what is an MDT. Oh yeah, it's just come up random because they don't want you to know they're onto you. So they'll say, yeah, see, it's an MDT. Sorry, the camera's going everywhere. So yeah, this camera's an MDT. This camera? It's just an MDT. It's not random. So they don't want you to know that they was hanging outside your cell the night before, you know, sucking in the fumes yourself. How did I even find out about it again? Pentonville. Most things happen in Pentonville, mate. I was on G-Wing, and I was smoking every day. I was doing pharmaceuticals every single day that I could, like pre-gabs, gabapentin, tramadol, Subutex. It's disgusting. What a mugs game. God knows how long I've taken off my life, mate. The thing is, they give them out if you've got, like, if you can't sleep, if you've got a back problem or whatever. And people like me take them to get buzzing. It's ridiculous. They want to keep people medicated in jail anyway. Why not keep them medicated, keep them doing as they're told? But I'm in Pentonville. God, this was years ago. Sorry, about, I don't know, 2010. G-Wing. What was I doing there? I worked in the Bix warehouse, British Institute of Cleaning Science. It's a firm, an outside firm. They train people up in Pentonville. They train officers up in Pentonville, and the officers would train prisoners up. So you was taught by this outside thing all manner of cleaning. I mean, you got some right tedious shit, like how to hoover a carpet, right? But you go up from there and you're doing like dry carpet, dry foam shampooing, stain removal, and then you can do like your biohazard cleaning. And anyway, that's what I was working at the time. And if you get a drug test and you fail it, technically you're meant to lose your job. And I weren't a red band, but I was basically I was allowed. I went all round that jail, even though I weren't a red band. I went all round that jail doing that job, like cleaning or whatever. And I was I was a teacher, but they called it a trainer and an assessor. So you train people, then you assess them after, and you mark them on a test if they pass or fail. And it was a cushy little number to have, you know what I mean? And then but if you fail a drug test, you're gonna lose your job. And I can't even remember how it come up. I think knew I was going to get one, or I don't know. I was chatting away to this Jamaican fella. Good stuff. I'll just call him Jamaican, yeah? I won't say his name. He's good stuff. Good stuff. Proper Jamaican fella, yeah? Not a rude boy or anything, Jamaican. And, yeah, he smoked untold weed, like, morning, night and day. Forget the fact we're in jail. This geezer smoked weed all the time. And that might have even been how it even come up. We were just chatting about him smoking weed and how he got away with the piss tests. And he was like, yeah, get a litre bottle of your cordial juice on your canteen, fill it up like a litre of water, about that much, about that much vinegar in the bottom of it, dilute it with a litre of water and just back it off throughout the day. This is what he's telling me. I've never heard this before. I've never heard anyone say it before in my life. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's it? You can't drink vinegar. Again, to be honest with you, once it's diluted, it's not nice, but it's easy to do. I'm like, what, you drink that every day? He's going, what do you think I'm drinking now? And he had it in. That's how he was talking about it. That's how we ended up talking about it. He was drinking it every day, and I thought it was apple juice. Everyone thought it was apple juice. I can't even remember what come up, can I have a bit of, what are you actually drinking that don't smell like apple juice or whatever? And then the conversation's gone on from there. I'm like, what, vinegar? Yeah, it's like apparently it flushes you out, flushes your system out, yeah? But it cleans out your kidneys or something, flushes your kidneys out. Can't be good for your kidneys. I mean, I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you drink that one bottle within 24 hours, it flushes you out. So, weed stays in your system for 28 days, saying nearly a month. I mean, that's not to say, listen, that's if you're on road and you're smoking it. If you're in jail and you're smoking like, and you've got that piddly little prison joint that you're going to twos someone on anyway, and then you get piss tested the next day, you're going to pass that. These piss tests ain't as good as what the screws make out anyway. Yeah. Most of the time you're in jail, you're saving up all week to get a piddly couple of joints. And it takes 24 hours to get in your system anyway. Most people don't even know that. They get piss tested, like they smoke a joint in the morning, get piss tested at night, think, oh, I'm going to... It takes 24 hours to get in your system. But you still got to smoke it. You can't just... It's weed stays in your system the longest, you know what I mean? So, but you still got to... So that's got to be, have the strongest impact on your body, in that sense, you know what I mean, for the drug test. So, but even that, you smoke a tiny little bit of it, you can. I know you're gonna pass it, but anyway, if you're bang on it in there, and you've got a good job, and I thought I'll give it a go. I've gone in my cell, just throughout the day, just backed it off. It was disgusting. But it weren't as the day's gone on, it's sort of like. It always tastes like vinegar, look, but you're in jail. What you got to do? Well, you got to worry about your breath smelling for who? You got to worry about. So I drank it, and I carried on drinking it. And then one day I come up with a piss test, and it wasn't even that long. I used to get hit with them all the time, back then anyway. MDTs, mandatory, not random. And yeah, went to the waiting room. I mean, the old one was when a screw knocks on your door, says, yeah, MDT. You go, hold on, gov, I'll just give you 2 minutes or whatever. knock back 2 litres of water quick time. Even if he's there, just, you know, tell him you're going to shit or whatever. Knock back 2 litres. You get into the waiting room. Hold that for as long as you can. Hold it for as long as you can. Even if you're in there for a couple of hours. When you go in, they'll give you a cup, they'll serve whatever. But you go into the cubicle on your own. Or it's not even a cubicle sometimes, it might just have a urinal, but you got your back to them. But it don't even matter anyway. I'm not talking about like pissing a glove or anything, which I've done. I'm talking about you piss into the toilet, you let that beginning bit out, because you've got loads in there anyway, you've knocked back bare water in the cell. Just do that first bit, get rid of that yellow bit until it comes out white. It's clear see-through, then piss into the thing, give it to him. I mean, they might try and say, that's diluted. They might even tell you it's diluted, but you ain't going to fail it because of the weed or whatever. So, and that's the thing as well. Let me just say this quickly. They say, like, if you go into there and you fail a drug test and you say, yes, passive, because of passive smoking. They say, no, like, passive smoking, there's not enough in a joint to show up in a drug test. You go, all right then. But then nowadays, when a screw walks into a cell and passes out, bang, flat on his back, because he's walked into someone's cell smoking spice, that's passive. That's enough to get in his system, yeah? So he'd fail a drug test. How come you know what I'm saying? How come you can't use that as an excuse? That might be genuine. It's probably bullshit, but how come you can't use it as an excuse? Anyway, if he's good enough for the screws, he's good enough for both, isn't it? He's got to work both ways. But anyway, it's just saying that if that was the excuse, everyone would say it, wouldn't it? You know, you'd be a div not to use that as an excuse. But yeah, their reckonings come one day after the vinegar. Gone down there. I weren't nervous or nothing. I thought, just listen, if you're there, you know what I mean? You're either going to fail or you're going to pass it. What are you going to worry about? Some pissy little prison job. So, done it. I'm probably in there for a couple of hours, an hour. Went in there, done the business, give it to him. Pass. It worked. Tried it again. Obviously, I've got it happened another time. It worked. Another time, it worked. It actually never ever failed. And I failed piss tests in jail. But, yeah, don't try this at home. Vinegar, in my experience, will beat the MDT, VDT, whatever in jail. But don't do it. And I should have been saying this food off as well. If you like these videos, hit the subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.